Good morning to all. How's you all? I hope you all are very good and are doing good at your home. And I know you all are very excited to come to school. But in this corona situation, we are unable to get the offline classes or the classes at the school. So now we are starting the economics at your home with the online portals. So to continue with this, in the 12th class, as we know that there are two main books, and the two components are there. That are, first one is the macroeconomics and second one is the Indian economic development. As the macroeconomics requires the face-to-face get together along with you. So we are going to start the IED, Indian Economic Development, with the chapter first, that is Indian economy on the eve of independence. So in this chapter we have studied what is the Indian economy at the time of independence. Actually, in the 1757, with the starting of the 1757, the year 1757 changed the destiny of the Indian economy with the Battle of Plassey. At that year, the Battle of Plassey was fought by the British government with the rulers of the India, and then after, the destiny of the Indian economy has totally changed, because in with the starting of the 16th century, the Britishers came into India with the way of the Goa for the business, for the international business. But when they see that there is a lot of disintegration, the rulers are fighting with each other. So they after that they showing that, and they decided a particular rule, that is divide and rule. Divide and rule, it means in the 1757 the Battle of Plassey fought of the Battle of Plassey changed the destiny of the Indian economy. And then after, the Indian economy has emerged by the economy of the net suppliers of the raw material to the Britishers. So Britishers will get this economy in the benefit of the British government or the Britain economy only. And after that, the Indian economy has the three main phases, that are first phase, second phase and third phase. First phase is 1757 to the 1947, and when we get the independence. From the 1757 to 1947, the year in which we get the independence. Then after, it's 1950 to 1990. After we got the independence, the economy can start to integrate the Indian economy with the economies with the rest of the world, or to operate the economic activities at their own only. So this phase is the 1950 to 1990, the second phase, and then after, the third phase came with the 1991 of new economic policy, that is you all very known about that. The 1991 is LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization, and then after onwards. So these are the three phases of our economy, and in this chapter we are talking about the first phase of the Indian economy, that is 1757 to 1947. The first phase of economy, or we can see that the chapter that includes all the things Indian economy on the eve of independence. So first of all, my friend, what is the meaning of the economy? Economy या अर्थव्यवस्था क्या है? अर्थव्यवस्था मतलब अर्थ यानी पैसा. Economy means अर्थ यानी पैसा और व्यवस्था मतलब system. So it is a system by which we can roll out all the things, communicate with each other, so that we can do economic activities in a better manner or the better way. So economy refers to a system or a geographical area for which, by which and to which all the economic problems are to be studied and solved. किस किस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उन्हें पढ़ा जाता है, और उन प्रॉब्लम्स को हम कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, उन प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशन किया जाता है. एक्चुअली मेरी थियरी ये कहती है, अपनी लाइफ में कितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स आए, देयर आर 5 मेन डब्ल्यूज. अगर उन 5 डब्ल्यू को पुट किया जाए तो हम हमारी हर तरीके की प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट, व्हाट मींस प्रॉब्लम क्या है. सेकंड वन इज वेयर, प्रॉब्लम कहां से आई. थर्ड, व्हेन, प्रॉब्लम कब आई. फोर्थ, व्हाई, प्रॉब्लम क्यों आई. एंड द लास्ट वन, how it can be resolved, इस प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. So that the economy refers to a system by which the various types of economic problems are to be studied and solved. Actually, Professor R.C. Desai also earlier he said that India is not a poor country. Actually, it is a country of the poor people. India गरीब नहीं है, इंडिया गरीबों का देश है. हम लोगों के यहाँ रिसोर्सेज बहुत सारे हैं. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज, नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज और द meanwhile material resources, but it is the country of a poor people. यहाँ के लोग काम करना ही नहीं चाहते. So on this behalf there are 6 types of the features of Indian economy on the eve of independence. 6 types of features which can elaborate how the Indian economy performed at the on the eve of independence. On the 1947, what is the situation of the Indian economy during the British colonial period? So first one is, it is a colonial economy. Colonial economy or feudal economy is that one economy which can serve for the interest of its rulers. यानी एक ऐसी इकोनॉमी जो अपने रूलर्स या शासन करने वालों की तरफ उनके लिए काम करती हो. तो it is that economy which can serve for the better interest or for the interest of its rulers. It means at that time India was the net supplier of raw material. The Britishers used to get the raw material at the negligible cost. And after they getting the raw material at the negligible cost, the same raw material processed in the Britain, and then after they Indians got the finished goods at very higher prices. It means India is only served for the betterment of the colonial rules, colonial economy or the British colonial rule. It means we are the net supplier of raw material. We used to export the raw material at negligible cost. It means there is a loss. And then after we got the same material, means the finished goods which are processed from our raw material only, and this finished goods can be get by the Indian economy at very higher prices. हमारा माल हमसे लेकर के गए और फिर वही हमें आकर के चिपका दिया. Next one is, तो ये सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी. Second one is the semi-feudal economy. Semi-feudal economy is the concept of combination of 2 words, that is feudalism and capitalism. Feudalism means the existence of the middlemen like the zamindar, zagirdar, landlords, tenants, etc. So there are various landlords and the tenant conflicts at that time. The landlords or the zamindar, or we can say that the zamindars and zagirdars used to exploit the farmers in many ways. And then after capitalism means where there is no consumerism, there is no socialism, only the capitalism. Capitalism means only they do all the activities for the capital or for the money only. It means agriculture is turned up into the commercial cash crops. It means there is no cultivation of the food grains. The Britishers want to get the cash crops from the Indian farmers in place of the food grains. So the cash crops are grown. It means both the feudalism and capitalism exist in the semi-feudal economy. So our economy is served as the semi-feudal economy. Third one is the stagnant economy. Stagnant economy means, the word of stagnant means total तबाह हुआ, यानी वहाँ कुछ भी नया नहीं है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं है वहाँ. तो stagnant economy is that economy where there is no development in the Indian economy. The first national income, even the Britishers do not get the sincere attempt on the measurement of the national income. The first national income was done by the estimation of national income was done by Dadabhai Naoroji. The first estimation was done by Dadabhai Naoroji, and it was 340 crore rupees only. It means there is a low level of the national income. The Indian economy at that time earns 340 crore per annum, and there is a low per capita income as well. Low per capita income means per capita income refers to the income per person per year. एक आदमी on an average पूरे साल में कितना पैसा कमाता है. Per capita income is very low, that is only 20 rupees per person per year. It means per capita income we can get by the dividing of national income with the total population. National income is divided by the total population, so that the national income is divided by the total population, we get the per capita income, and per capita income was 20 rupees per person per year. इसका मतलब एक आदमी on an average पूरे साल में केवल और केवल 20 रुपए कमा रहा है. Next है backward economy. Actually the Indian economy is also backward because as we know that we studied that there is no proper development. It is the backward economy because there is a low demographic status. Low demographic status, how it is so? There is no proper healthcare facilities, no education, no proper development. We are suffering from the high birth rate. There is a high birth rate because there is no knowledge about that. The individuals are So the individuals has their perceptions that if we have the more and more numbers of the persons in our family, then they used to get earned more and more. But they don't know that the person do not able to earn with the birth only. यानी कोई भी आदमी पैदा होते ही कमाना शुरू नहीं करता. They requires the huge investment in terms of the education, in terms of the health, in terms of the maintenance, etc. So that there is a high birth rate, बहुत ज़्यादा birth rate थी. As we know that there are the scarce resources in an economy, limited resources होते हैं. There is a scarce resources in the economy, but when there is a high birth rate, it means the population is increases day by day, so that per person availability will reduces. Second one is high death rate. High death rate means there is a high death rate because there is no proper health infrastructure. The average लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी एट दैट टाइम वाज 32 इयर्स ओनली. यानी पूरे साल में, पूरे अगर लाइफ की बात करें, ऑन एन एवरेज एक आदमी केवल 32 साल की जिंदगी जीता था. दैट इज नाउ 68 इयर्स. ठीक. नेक्स्ट द लॉ लिटरेसी लेवल. देयर इज ओनली 17% पॉपुलेशन इज दैट हु आर टोटली लिटरेट. Literacy is the estimation in which a person is able to write, able to read, or able to understand the basic things only. जो लिख सकता है, जो बोल सकता है, जो पढ़ सकता है, वही लिटरेट है. दैट इज आर द प्राइमरी एजुकेशन लेवल ओनली. बट एट द टाइम इट वाज ओनली 17%. केवल 17% लोग ऐसे थे जो लिटरेट थे. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द एजुकेशन, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट लिटरेसी लेवल. एंड अमंग दिस ओनली द 7% आर द लेडीज हु आर द लिटरेट. Among the other 17%, only 7% ladies are the literate. Rest of ladies are illiterate, means thumb brand. Next one is country of village. Actually, it is the country of the village where among the 7%, 6% among the 7 are lives into the villages only. 7 में से 6 लोग कहाँ रहते थे? गांव में. तो एक्चुअली इट इज द कंट्री ऑफ द विलेजेस. दैट इज व्हाई वी कैन से दैट इंडिया आज भी गांव में बसता है. नेक्स्ट है द मेन ऑक्यूपेशन सोर्सेज और द मेन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी इज द एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटी. ठीक. नेक्स्ट वन इज द डिप्लेटेड इकोनॉमी. आवर इकोनॉमी इज द टोटल डिप्लेटेड ऑफ द डेप्रिशिएटेड इकोनॉमी बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम ये कहा जाता था कि ब्रिटिशर्स है उनका कभी सूरज अस्त नहीं होता था. जैसे जापान में भी उनका कंट्रोल है और इंडिया में भी कंट्रोल है. तो व्हेन देयर इज अ डे इन जापान देन देयर इज अ नाइट इन इंडिया. सो दैट एंड व्हेन देयर इज अ डे देन देयर वाज नाइट. तो इसका मतलब क्या था? उनका पूरा का पूरा कंट्रोल पूरे वर्ल्ड पे लगभग रूलिंग किनकी थी? ब्रिटिशर्स की. सो दैट बट आफ्टर द so much exploitation, there are some countries who get the revolute themselves. उन्होंने धीरे धीरे अपने आप को चेंज करना शुरू किया. So British government has to fought many wars. उन्हें बहुत सारी लड़ाइयां लड़नी पड़ती थी. And for this battles, the Indian industries has to work day and night to fulfill the expenses on war fought by the British government. ठीक. So that the next one is the dependent economy or the depleted economy. As we earlier know about talk about that is we are the net supplier of raw material and net importer of the finished goods. So we are totally dependent on the Britishers. As well at the time of the independence, our economy is totally disintegrated. सब कुछ बिखरा हुआ था. कैसे? There is a shortage of food grains because we are used to for the cultivation of the cash crops only. There is shortage of the food grains. We are totally dependent on the Britishers or the rest of the world for the food grains. There is a shortage of raw material because all the raw material was get by the British government at the negligible cost. There is a partition of the country. After the partition of the country, the Indian economy has totally made into the slowdown because the major food processing areas or the 5 major rivers went to the Pakistan, and as well as there is a same problem arise, that is the refugees came from the Pakistan to India. So we have to rehabilitate these refugees into the India. So the problem arise and there is a loss of market because the major East Pakistan and West Pakistan, which is better known as the Bangladesh, is totally disconnected from us. The India has to remain with this geographical area only, so that there is a loss of market. आई होप आप लोगों को ये वीडियो बहुत समझ आया होगा, पसंद आया होगा. इसे अपने दोस्तों के साथ, अपने क्लासमेट्स के साथ में शेयर कीजिए. मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और आपको इसी तरीके की वीडियोस और आगे मिलती रहेगी. अब कल हम हमारे नए इसी चैप्टर के अगले टॉपिक के साथ आएंगे जिसमें वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेजर 3 सेक्टर्स, दैट इज एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर एंड द फॉरेन ट्रेड ऑन द ईव ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस. for that topic. Please stay at your home, stay safe, stay educated. Thank you.